Full?
Okay, cool. That is a good question. How we starting this shit out? Do we play the intro music?
I mean,
I don't think we need the same
Nah.
intro music. If we do decide to do intro music, I think we should pick something else.
Okay,
Or
yeah.
go back to his website and see what else is, you know what I'm saying, for sale or whatever.
I'm with that. Or for free, because he was young. No, did he sell it to? He sold that to us, didn't he?
He just gave it to
Really
us.
gave it to.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hellboy Trill for that shit, man. He don't even work with us no more, do he?
No. Alright,
I ain't seen him in years.
Turn your shit back now.
Oh, yeah. Nah, matter of fact, I'm turning up. This Patreon.
Turn it up.
I'm turning up.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beep.
Welcome to the first ever Patreon episode.
What's good?
Hold on, let me.
What up?
No, that's the wrong fucking one.
oh,
There we go. Fucking go, bitch. Oh shit.
Fucking go, bitch. He had the drops
There we
turned
go.
down.
Right.
You dumb motherfucker.
Hey, Bobby, I'm gonna need you to stop coming to be crazy, bro. Relax. You've been coming for me all since we got down.
right.
God, I
Very
don't even know what I did for you
Very
or do
spicy.
to you. Jesus, man.
I've been very aggressive toward everybody.
I know.
I apologize.
And you already apologized for it.
Yeah,
so,
I apologize,
you know.
but fuck you anyway. Fuck you too, E, for instigating
cool.
the shit.
It's cool.
Well, you know, I know what I did.
Welcome to the
I love y'all though. Sorry, love you.
Welcome to the Normal Convos Patreon experience.
Mm.
We are fucking here.
The almighty NCP.
Yeah, for sure. Damn, that's loud. That's loud as fuck. It don't matter though. This is something new and exclusively for our
You can't
Patreon
help it.
members.
Exclusive.
We are having video. So
Video.
What's good?
what's up, video?
What's going on, people?
There is nobody
Everybody.
behind the camera. We are doing this shit ourselves.
Yeah,
But we gonna fucking make it work. So here we go.
gonna make it.
We do not have any. We do not have any music for our Patreon. We are not going to do any music.
Nope, you get right to the shit.
As far as right now. So let's get straight to the shits. This is going to be to give y'all a insight on how our Patreon is going to be set up. These are going to be our everyday actual thoughts. If you've been following us on our regular shit, which if you're subscribing, you probably have, we do a lot of pandering. We do a lot of PC.
I don't.
He's lying, but
I
whatever.
don't.
We do a lot of PC. We do a lot of.
I want a sandwich.
Yeah, but it's always in joke format, even though he be serious. On
He
here,
do be serious.
on our Patreon, we gonna talk our shit.
Talk that shit.
We gonna talk our shit, and these are gonna be our real views, and it's gonna be a lot of, saying shit that we can't say on free shit. So, let's get right to it.
Let's pander to these hoes.
Let's start with. We're gonna have a lot of deep conversations. Let's start with the first one though. What do y'all think about about the notion of the perfect opportunity just doesn't exist?
Patreon said, hold my beer.
Where do y'all stand on that? Patreon definitely said hold my beer.
Absolutely.
Because Patreon is the best perfect opportunity.
Right.
Go ahead, Bobby.
So where do you stand on that? Perfect opportunity doesn't exist.
Perfect opportunity don't exist.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I believe that they are rare.
Okay.
I don't believe that they don't exist. I believe that they're rare, and I believe that you may have to, you just look for it, because a regular opportunity, let alone perfect, nothing's going to fall into your lap. You have, you have to go out. I'll go so far as to say you have to go out and create a perfect opportunity, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, you could have a regular opportunity and make it perfect. You make it perfect for you. But just as with anything, you're gonna have to work for it. Like Rick Ross said, get up off your big fat lazy ass and work for it. You know what I mean?
Talk that shit.
You know what I mean? Build off your ass. For real. I mean, look, am I lying though? Like, you don't, you know what I mean? Opportunities ain't gonna fall in your lap. The world don't owe you a motherfucking thing. I mean, nobody owes you shit. You're gonna have to get out here and get this shit. For real, you're gonna have to take it. Pause. But, the perfect opportunity to me can exist, but you're gonna have to work for it, and you're gonna have to, look for it and work for it. It just ain't gonna fall into your lap.
Okay.
I'll keep my shit short and sweet.
I'm kind of on the same wavelength to that of, and the way that I relate it is really with us. We've been, if you followed the free pod, we talked about it before, where when we first came up with this idea, it was me, Everett, and a couple of different guys, and Bobby just loved the idea, so he was like, whenever y'all launch, let me know. And
yeah, because I really just wanted to listen.
Right. And then a couple people fell through, and me and Everett kind of talked and was like, damn, what you think about bringing Bobby on? Like, shit, he already said he would support, so the nigga probably got something to say. So, but we talked about it. Between the three of us, we talked about it for so long, we kind of just, we never found that perfect opportunity to launch.
Right.
We launched in the middle of the year. Nothing going on, no big reveal. Like, we did maybe a week or two of talking about it,
telling people that's
before we launched. Like, we didn't really have a big rollout. So, you know what I'm saying? That's where I correlated. And then, you add our merch into that, you add our now Patreon to that.
Patreon.
Like, all of the stuff that we're still missing, a better audio experience, we're still missing a better video experience, we're still missing marketing. There's still stuff that we're missing that we're...
But we gonna get it. I mean, it's...
Oh, we definitely gonna get it.
We gonna get it. Y'all just be patient. Just wait on it. We coming with all that shit, okay?
So I think...
just wait.
Like I said, how I was correlating, I think this is exactly what the perfect opportunity doesn't exist means.
We made that shit work.
Starting a business is, I think, where that came from. Yeah. Because if we were waiting for the perfect opportunity, we wouldn't be 39 episodes in.
No, right. Just did it.
And really like 45 if you add in our mini pods. Yeah. We wouldn't have 45.
We had over 100 hours of content.
Yeah. We wouldn't have that if we were waiting on the perfect opportunity.
Yeah, there isn't one. Like Bobby said, you have to create that shit. Going back to Rick Ross, he didn't make it till he was 30. He toiled in the rap game for years. He said he would put out music. People would just throw his CDs on the ground, but it didn't stop him. He just kept it moving. Just boom, at 30, perfect opportunity. Jay got on as president at Def Jam, and it just went from there. And now he's, tweeting that get up off your fat lazy ass, and people don't like it. But you have to snatch that shit. What they say, ain't no luck. It's when opportunity and preparation meet.
Yeah. Right.
It's when opportunity and preparation meet. You can't, I look up the stories of people that I know we've seen, Ross, your 50s, your Jays, they all just took the shit. Ain't no, I'm going to sit and wait till Jesus make it happen for me and Jesus. It don't work that fucking way. That's bitch ass shit.
Facts.
You have to create it. There is no magic. There's only work and toiling away and opportunity and believe in what you do. I mean, the perfect opportunity is when you create it and you take advantage of it. Yeah. Are there better times?
Make it perfect for you.
Are there better times? Or ideal? Absolutely. But, like you said, they're so rare that you can't wait on them.
Exactly.
You can't wait on them. I mean, who's to say, okay, maybe in 2 years from now, there'll be some great podcast software out. Not to say there isn't now, but there'll be a certain window where, or we may have passed it, or but we're doing it now.
Or like even if like we were a little bit more popular, like generalizing before the pod, even if us three were just more popular people,
Yeah.
Like if we waited until we gained our popularity or we gained 5,000 followers just off our own personalities before we were like, all right, we're launching a podcast. Like if we waited for something like that, I feel like it would be too late.
Waiting is just dependent on other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The longer you wait, the more you're waiting for outside forces.
Yeah, and you may not get that magic or that moment. You have to seize it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The perfect opportunity is just no, I don't believe in that at all. Nah.
It's a myth.
I'm glad we built this shit from the ground up. It's gonna feel so much better when we do blow the fuck up.
Yeah.
And
like we literally, I ain't gonna say literally, figuratively, business wise, we got it out the mud.
Facts.
The mud.
We don't know nobody. We don't know shit. We don't know shit. We're just now getting to a point to where we're connecting with 39 episodes in. We're just now getting to a point to where we know people in the city that know popular people.
Yeah.
With a decent sized following. We're just now getting to that point because none of us were limelight people. None of us were in our 20s running around the city. None of us were at the poppin' party. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we never rubbed shoulders with this person and that person and, oh my God, I got your number, and we just kind of kick it. Like,
none of us had the quote-unquote clout.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
and we weren't chasing it either.
Yeah. We were just kind of living life. So, it's dope to see where we are now, even with our following being what it is. It's just dope to see where we are versus where we started.
Yeah.
And if we waited another 39 weeks, I couldn't imagine us actually starting now with everything with the pandemic and all that shit.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine us starting now.
Nah.
We would push it back.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine us starting episode 1 today.
Would it have been better if we started like in March or April of 2020? Where everybody was locked down at home and didn't have a choice?
Probably.
Yeah, but oh the fuck well, we didn't. So what? We can't go back 2 years.
Yeah.
But we're creating this opportunity
and at the
now.
same time,
we go forward.
We would have had a lot of Zoom calls. We wouldn't have been coming to nobody's house. Because back then everybody was still scared.
I wouldn't.
We might not have known shit.
I still am.
We might not have believed it, but we was all scared enough to not obey what the mayor and everybody said, but we were at least cautious enough to, all right. Because even now, when one of us gets sick, we move the pop.
Yeah.
If you were to pop up sick, even if it was a cold, and you just, oh man, I ain't really feeling good. You know what I'm saying? I might not get tested, but I ain't feeling good. We gonna push this shit.
Yeah, we've done it a few times.
Yeah. Shit, we almost moved it last week because my wife was sick. Like, had it not been, like, really, and this is a blessing in and of itself, like, if we didn't have this basement, we would have moved the pod. If we had to record in a common area, we would have moved it. We wouldn't have recorded last week. Or we would have recorded at one of y'all spots. We'd have found somewhere else to record. So.
But I had to.
Yeah. Perfect opportunity just doesn't fucking exist.
Don't wait on it.
So, we know that wasn't that quite of a deep topic, but it just led us into the topic that we're actually going to talk about this episode, which is black people still, to this day, black people farm land that we don't own. Now, what we mean by that, we're not talking about literal land.
No.
Where, in slavery, we farmed land that we didn't own because we were slaves.
And after it was sharecropping.
Right. The land that we're talking about now is the things that everybody enjoys.
Industries.
Black people farm music. Black people farm sports. With the exception of maybe hockey and maybe baseball.
We'll be there next.
We
got some staples in baseball.
Yeah, we got some staples, but and then that's when you start getting into particulars. Because when I say black people, I just mean like black Americans.
Yeah.
When you start getting into baseball, you're starting to talk about Cubans and Puerto Ricans and, you know what I'm saying, outside of America. I'm talking about black Americans.
Well, no,
When you talk about football, and
we still got
basketball.
Barry Bonds, Barry Larkin, Ken Griffey Jr.,
Yeah, but you can
Hank
name
Aaron,
You can name the greats. Name all the great.
Jackie Robinson.
Name all the great black basketball players off the top of your head.
Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade.
You're in the past 20 years. Go further back.
Take Clyde Drexler,
Magic Johnson, Dr. J, Will Chamberlain,
Keep going.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Oscar Robertson,
Robert Parrish.
Robert Ory.
Robert Ory. He's a great. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. He's the greatest.
Yeah.
He's the greatest six man ever. I don't give a fuck what Lou Will talk about. I don't give a fuck Jordan Clarkson won it last year. Robert Horry is the best six man ever. That nigga won 2 rings by himself. You don't fuck what nobody said. But no, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. When you start talking about the greats of the NBA, the greats of the NFL, you can't leave black people out of it. When you start talking about baseball, you can't leave out the Barry Bonds. You can't leave out the Griffies.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
Ken Griffey Jr. and Senior.
Yeah, we're just talking about people who contributed massively.
if it wasn't for them, the industry that we're talking about wouldn't
Yeah,
exist.
pushed it forward culturally. I mean, look at what the Fab Five did with the All Black Sox and
Yeah.
I think it was the shoot, but look it up. Look what they did, contributed to it, and that's, you couldn't see 5 white guys doing that.
Yeah.
5 guys.
Look at what AI did for the culture.
Yeah,
Muggsy Bogues, Larry
Deion
Johnson,
Sanders.
Deion Sanders, Deion.
You know what I'm saying?
Prime Time, Bo Jackson.
The motherfuckers we're talking about are culture shifters.
Bo Jackson, legend in 2 sports.
Yeah,
We're talking about culture
Oh, and
shifters.
Deion Sanders too.
we did that.
We're not talking about your average, everyday black athlete. We're talking about culture shifters. We are culture shifters.
Definitely.
If you don't know that, black idealism is culture shifting.
However, we don't be the ones to profit directly off of it. It's always contributing to someone else's idea or dream and advancing it, but not reaping the profits of it financially or just ownership.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with, Jordan contributed massively to Nike, but he doesn't get anywhere near what they have made.
Yeah.
Yeah. His name is still mentioned every day in the NBA.
All time. Yeah.
Every day his name is mentioned when you start talking about the NBA.
Right.
Yeah.
The biggest debate of all time in the NBA is Jordan versus LeBron.
Yeah.
Those 2 names will be mentioned forever.
And stop comparing those 2. Please stop comparing those 2. They great in different ways, but go ahead.
Let them have their legacies, but just contributing, but not reaping the benefits. If we don't own the in the NBA, we don't own these record labels. We don't
Let's stay on music for a little bit.
stay on music.
Let's stay on music for a little bit because I feel like that's the biggest industry where we're over
Not
represented. We're overrepresented,
Yeah,
but we're underpaid.
absolutely.
And we're not. And so let's not get this fucked up. Anybody that's doing music, you're underpaid. Anybody.
If you ain't independent.
Can we? Independents are underpaid.
Even independent.
Independents are underpaid because you still need a distribution deal.
Yeah.
You still need
Marketing.
You still need marketing. You need promotion. You need your masters. You need. You know what I'm saying?
Press in the CD or physical pressing.
And
Vinyls are coming back.
Vinyls are coming back now.
Strong.
In the era that we're in now, with the way that they put music together,
Management.
yeah, you might own your masters, but to get on Rap Radar, not Rap Radar. What's the title?
Drink Champ.
No.
Oh,
The playlist. The playlist.
Rap Caviar?
Rap Caviar.
That's Spotify.
Yeah.
Okay. So what titles? I know you listen to Tidal more than you listen to Spotify.
Yeah, Essentials. Tidal Essentials.
Okay, so when you get on the Tidal Essentials, when you get on the Rap Caviar, I don't know what Apple's is because we don't listen to Apple.
Yeah.
None of us have Apple Music. We Team Samsung over here. All of us. But to get on a Rap Caviar, you need a label.
You need somebody to negotiate that for you.
Independent is not as easily on a Rap Caviar. Russ is not on. For Russ to even get to Rap Caviar, so Russ is my biggest example as an independent. You got your Russes, you got rest in peace your Nipseys,
Dolph.
you got your Dolphs, rest in peace Dolph. You got your, you know what I'm saying, like you got your ones.
Yeah.
But to even get to a point to where you can even get on that level of a Rap Caviar or a Tidal Essentials, you got to be in the game for so long to make an impact, and then you got to have the labels coming to you.
Right.
Spotify.
Yeah.
Spotify would be dumb not to call Russ. Spotify would be dumb to not call Dolph. What can we do to get you on our biggest playlist? What can we do? But at the end of the day, there's still a white guy at the top of that list.
Or Jew.
Or Jew. And we're not going to go into that topic because we are the original Jews. But there's somebody at the top of that list.
And we're canceled.
Whatever.
Make sure I was real.
21 minutes in our Patreon, we're canceled.
Yeah, I mean,
it was
something
real.
There's going to be a Jewish guy. I mean, there's your Leors, or your Todd Moskowitz, your
right.
Steve Lobels.
So to put it in reference, and this has nothing to do with the black culture shifting conversation we're having. Daniel Ek,
Little people.
owner of Spotify.
Okay.
Daniel Ek is worth 3 times more than Paul McCartney. Everybody knows the name Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what Paul McCartney has contributed to music.
Yeah.
50 years or so.
Everybody knows why Paul McCartney's name is brought up in any music conversation that you'll pretty much ever have when you start talking about greats. When you start talking about greats, Paul McCartney's name is mentioned. And everybody pretty much knows why.
Yeah.
Why is Daniel Ek worth 3 times more than him?
Because you own.
And that's Paul McCartney. We're not talking about your Jay-Z's, your
Michael Jackson,
your Michael Jacksons, your Princes, your Kanye's,
Beyonce,
your Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about our great blacks. We're talking about the greatest white.
Who's a greater white, Paul McCartney or Elvis?
Larry Bird.
In the scope of this conversation, I would say Paul McCartney because of the longevity.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got you.
And at this point, everybody knows Elvis stole everything from niggas.
Oh yeah.
So,
and he was racist.
yeah. So I mean, it is what it is. Like, we cancel a lot of shit. We won't cancel the rich whites that stole from us.
Need to.
We should.
Nah,
Cancel culture is biased.
it's not going to.
Cancel culture is biased.
It is.
Definitely.
It's not to cancel all of the horrible shit that, you know, white people have done in this world. It's to cancel black people that are getting too much of a voice to, you know, to push change.
As soon as you start rising up, it's time to cut this motherfucker down.
Yeah.
Change, you know what I mean?
We're not canceling that little black kid on SoundCloud that said something wild in his song.
Yeah, because he don't have enough of a reach.
But we're gonna try to cancel Ross. We're gonna try to cancel Ross for his I put a pill in the drink, she ain't even know about it. We're gonna try to cancel him for that. Because Ross is Ross. Ross has a voice, and Ross owns a lot of the market share. His name rings bells for a reason.
Side question: you think Ross would have really did that?
No, it was
Of course
a song.
not. Yeah, I think I look at it as just a lyric, but
we don't want to believe anything else that's in the song except for the stuff that's going to offend a bigger community that is already sensitive. That is already a sensitive community. When you start talking about date rape, it's already a sensitive community.
Facts.
When you say something about that in your song, we're going to have to cancel you. because we're already sensitive about that. We all know that motherfuckers is not just gonna go on a song and be like, oh yeah, I'll date rape this girl.
Yeah,
They,
stupid.
I make too much money. I generate too much
You
money.
could have got away with that back in the 80s and 90s, though.
Yeah,
There's
you
songs
can't say
about
that.
That was
bitches.
rape culture.
I can't. You could talk about raping and beating bitches back in the day.
Yeah. We can talk about that now as long as you're black. 90% of our music is about killing each other
Absolutely.
and doing drugs.
Absolutely.
But
We the only ones
profit
that
off of it.
the powers that be,
yeah.
the powers that be are the ones that profit off of it. So why would I change that now?
Well, you got to think it's not their responsibility to tell us how to change our community or to better it. I mean, they don't give a fuck. I mean, if positive music starts moving, then that's where the bag will be.
Yeah. But it's not.
But negativity spreads faster, so it makes more money.
Yeah, it's back to the clickbait thing.
Yeah, clickbait, definitely.
It's so problematic because artists, especially black artists, are getting gypped every way up the food chain. It just, I'm astounded at how we keep falling for it. I mean, think about it. Paul McCartney and then what's his name? Steve X or Martin X or whatever
Steve
the fuck his
Eck.
name.
Whatever
his name.
Oh, Daniel Ek.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people haven't grasped the aspect of service. Grab the ass. The aspect of a service-based business and an asset business. Steve Rifkin, another Jew, on Loud Records and SRC, home to Wu-Tang, Twista, Mobb Deep, and Lil Flip for a second.
Ever just be knowing shit.
Big Pun, yeah. You know, his own father told him, if you want to make money, get into the asset business. When you sign to a label, they're going to own your music, especially a major label. They're going to own your music. So after you're gone, they still own your art. You can make some money, and they make it so that you will make just enough to keep you in the red, to keep you recording, but they're going to make money off of it long after you're gone.
Yeah.
Reissues, reselling, radio, streaming. I wouldn't want to be an artist
remaster.
Now. I wouldn't want to be an artist now. There's so little money in it now. I mean, I heard DJ Paul say in the CD era they was cleaning up. Streaming, yeah, you can get paid, but you need so many streams to make $1.
You saw that shit that T-Pain posted?
Yeah.
How many streams it take to make $1?
Yeah.
YouTube is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. And even in the CD era, you were taking a hit because you were going to get paid off the cut that the label sells to retailers and not the 14 or 15 that it costs. No, wholesale was like $5.
You were only getting paid for like 10 songs. So anything more than
that,
you were taking out of your pocket.
Yeah, pretty much.
Every way you getting cut.
So those double discs. That's
probably
fucking yourself over.
Yeah. You only got paid for 10 songs.
That's for the art.
But that's another reason they were doing a double disc is because if I'm only going to get paid for 10 songs, if I put 20 songs out, if I put 2 CDs out, does that still count as
that's a contractual...
that's 10 song albums.
Fulfillment.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't own it. It's just, I'm perplexed at how we keep on doing it.
Yeah. Because this is the fight that Nipsey was having. This is the fight that
ownership
Jay is having. This is the fight that
Master
Russ
P.
is having. Master P is one of the most famous.
Probably that's my idol.
Probably
and should be a lot of people's idol.
Yeah. For you to come out the mud, like I know we just said that about us, but when you're saying it in a business sense, for Master P to legit come out the mud and to negotiate an 85-15 split, being a nobody, that's to be applauded.
Yeah. I mean, you got to figure, he said he turned down $1 million and he only had $500 to his name.
Yeah.
He turned down $1 million deal.
Because he had a hustler's mentality. But you have the product.
And he knew it. He was going to have to give up everything.
Yeah.
He was going to be locked in contractual hell. And this was in the 90s.
But,
so
and that's the one thing I...
have vision.
That's the one thing I idolize about P is that you had the wherewithal to know up front, like, damn, because he had that hustler's mentality. I have the product. You have to come to me.
Right.
You have to. So, no, I'm not gonna fuck you right now. I don't want 100% of everything. That 15% that you got, that's gonna provide me something. So take that 15, but I'm keeping 85% of my shit
As you should.
because I have the product.
And you're doing the work.
And I'm doing everything. I'm printing my own CDs. I'm doing my own marketing. I'm doing my own research.
Labels ain't doing that now.
I'm funding my own tours. I'm putting niggas in a 10-passenger van and driving from VA to Louisiana, from Louisiana to Atlanta, from Atlanta to New York. You know what I'm saying? I'm footing this bill. So I'm keeping 85% of my shit.
Because I got to pay for everything.
Yeah. And probably the most famous person, every time you put a microphone in this nigga face, rest in peace as well, Prince. Prince was one of the biggest anti-establishment fucking people in the world. And if not one of the biggest pop stars in the world. Everybody want to say Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson had a label behind him.
Yeah.
Jackson had push. Michael Jackson had money.
Machine. Yeah.
And he had Quincy Jones.
And he had Quincy Jones. So it's like, even without Quincy, like you, but at the same time, you can't really mention Mike without Quincy.
Right.
It's like you can't really mention Usher without JD.
Right.
Like, a great producer or a great exec is going to change everything for you. You can't mention Biggie without
Puffy.
Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really mention Jay without Dame. Like, and Biggs. Biggs Burks for short. It's a lot of motherfuckers that just go hand in hand. But with Prince,
Scarface and Jay Prince.
Exactly. Jay Prince and everybody.
Right now.
Everybody signed a Jay Prince. Hold on, did you see that picture of that nigga baptizing himself with the finger guns?
Yes.
What?
That's his thing.
This nigga was in the
I
water.
didn't see that. I saw you posted that, said that shit on Twitter, but I ain't see the picture.
He was in the water with 3 other niggas with full clothes on. Doing a finger gun.
With Sean and Kanye and some other dude.
Doing the finger gun. It was just funny. It was like, yeah, I'll shoot you if you don't take this picture.
They said, what they say, Jay Prince made people get in the waters to make sure they wouldn't wear the water.
Yeah.
Wire. He said, nah, and he did the finger gun.
Motherfuckers left the finger gun part out.
Wow.
But yeah, Prince was one of the first people to like really be to be so polarizing and popular as Prince was. To be like, fuck the establishment, they fucking us, they don't want us to win, they this, they that, they, you know what I'm saying, they keeping y'all money, they doing this, this, and this. And then as soon as Prince died, and his estate got his shit, masters. As soon as he died, and his estate, which didn't, necessarily have his same wishes, they were quick to start auctioning shit off.
Yeah, they got even more greedy. They were selling tickets to go through his house and shit.
Like, it'd be so fucking crazy because we don't even realize the impact of, we don't understand why we sell our souls for riches and
money.
Like,
short-term vision. I mean, Jews, like on the bar mitzvah, 13-year-old boys, they're taught they're going to own the team, not go play for the fucking team.
Yeah, you're the man now.
I never heard Gary Vee talk about playing nothing, but owner. I think he wants to own the Jets. Ownership, like, there's more money in that, and you can pass it down, and wealth preservation. Because at a certain time, you can't play sports till you die.
But I can own that team till I die.
Yeah, you can pass it on, and it'll increase in value, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my thing. We so be in it for the short term, because in the history, we ain't never really had anything. So it's like the little pennies it's like we jump over the quarters or the dollars to get to the pennies and the nickels. And not seeing the whole vision, like, okay, let me make the record. Let me just go and make the record. Think bigger. Okay, let me own the studio. Let me own the label. Own the production house. Press my own stuff. It's being self-contained.
Right. And I think that was Jay-Z's biggest motivation with Tidal. was he was already on his ownership shit because Jay doesn't buy anything that doesn't appreciate in value.
Right.
He does have a good amount of, you know, vintage cars, but vintage cars get more expensive as they go.
Yeah.
He ain't buying 2022 RX-8s. Like, he's buying, like, fucking old-ass Aston Martins and old-ass Corvettes and shit that's
I've
going
never
to
seen
appreciate.
Jay drive a car.
Exactly.
And then on top of that, Jay a businessman too. All he does is like he'll buy some shit, make it like do his hustle shit, buy it, make it appreciate in value, and then sell the shit.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly.
As a business person, that's what you're supposed to do. You buy an asset, you find a way to make it appreciate in value, and then you find somebody that wants to buy it from you
At the higher price.
You increase demand, and if you have the only supply of that item, okay, now buy it from him.
Right.
He did it with Tidal. He did it with the Nets. He might have been a minority. He might have been a minority, but I guarantee that the white guys that own the Nets, that group of white guys that owns the Nets, would not have had the clout to move them from New Jersey to Brooklyn
if it weren't for Jay-Z.
If it wasn't for Jay-Z. Because Brooklyn is Jay-Z. Jay-Z is Brooklyn. Right. So when Jay say, I want to bring a team to Brooklyn, guess who's going to be behind them? Everybody in Brooklyn. We already got a New York team.
Yeah.
We got the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
And the New York Knicks are the fucking New York Knicks. They might not have been the 90s New York Knicks and did everything that, you know, we used to do and all that type of shit, but the New York Knicks are still... Motherfuckers will be just walking past MSG and buy a ticket because it's the fucking Knicks. The Knicks are always going to sell out because it's the fucking Knicks. Everybody wants to go watch a game at MSG. It don't matter who playing there.
Right.
Who the Knicks playing? The Wizards?
Don't care. Yeah.
It don't matter. I want to go see the Knicks play. I want to go see MSG atmosphere, and I want to see a team play. When you talk about bringing a whole nother team into New York, you gotta have some clout for that.
Definitely a whole lot of influence.
And then as soon as he got on to fucking Brooklyn, he left out and sold his stake. Because where else can I take this? Y'all not gonna let me own the Nets.
Right.
It's already a group. This ain't a one owner thing. This is already a group of owners. So y'all not gonna let me own the Nets in Brooklyn. So why am I gonna stay here? I'm not gonna stay stagnant just to own less than 1% of this team. Or like I want to say his percentage. It couldn't have been more than 2%. I don't even think it was more than that.
Oh yeah, he was a very small percentage.
Very minority.
Minute.
Like when they say that, when they say minority owner, they mean that shit. Mm-hmm. Nigga, you don't call shit. We really only took your advice because you're Jay-Z.
Yeah. We really don't want you in this board meeting.
Yeah, because if it was Sean Carter that grew up doing stocks his whole life,
they would have gave us a second look.
You don't have the clout to move us to Brooklyn. You're just Sean Carter. But when Jay-Z pop up, let's go to Brooklyn. I got vision. I got X amount of eyes on me every move that I make. Every time I sign on the dotted line, I make niggas millions. So let's get the fuck out of New Jersey.
Right.
And bring it to where niggas is gonna walk past the stadium and buy a ticket just because it's in New York.
Yeah.
Same business model as MSG. It's just not MSG and different part of New York. So it's like, but anyway, get back to our point anyway.
Ownership.
Even Jay-Z is like, now he owns a management company.
Yeah, Rock Nation.
Now he owns different properties, but he had to play the game for years. He had to farm land that he didn't own for years.
Yeah, to get his own farm.
Yeah, like it's not
doing the same shit.
Yeah, and and I think that's one of the main misconceptions is people think that you can just come out and just own shit. You have to elevate your brand enough to be somebody to be let in the room. When he said that line, show you how to move in a room full of vultures, he had to play the game to get to the room in the first place.
I think
you can't come out and just be like, look how long it took Nipsey to get to the point to where he could talk shit about owning his own shit.
I think he had that mindset from the beginning,
yeah.
But he had to leverage his brand to get to that point.
Because that's how they set the system up.
I mean, and that's fine.
They
That's
set it up
cool.
for you to farm our land.
That's cool.
Right.
All right, cool. You can play the game, but how long do we have to play the game before we just keep
The problem is
playing the same game?
The
Like,
problem is the people that play the game and get to a point to where they can own their own shit don't create anything for the generation behind them.
that's fact. Look at all the guys that's come out recently with they Migos.
Yeah. Cardi. Shit, as soon as she came out, she had a problem with her management.
I don't know about that, but you can see it though.
That's how she ended up on QC. Because she had problems with her management, her label, whoever signed her originally.
Oh yeah, she did fire her manager, didn't she?
She had problems with them, and she ended up with QC. Same way with Meg. Same way, like,
Hey,
it ain't just the women. Everybody is coming out and selling shit contracts. Look at Future.
yeah,
He
Yeah.
signed a contract with Rocco.
Rocco, yeah.
And he still owe Rocco all that goddamn money. Like, Rocco is still getting paid off of that shit. Because you signed a fucking contract, my G. The problem with it is, for me anyway, these niggas will, and I don't want to say niggas because I don't want it to seem detrimental. These black men are so young and so impressionable that when they get into the game and they sign a contract with a motherfucker like Rocco, and Rocco know the game now. So Rocco trying to protect you, people think that bad business just has to happen. I think it's the biggest problem. People think that bad business just has to happen. I got fucked, so I gotta fuck you so I can get you in the door
Basically.
to get you into a good spot. No, you don't have to do bad business. So Rocco didn't have to put him in that type of contract. But Rocco also had enough connections to where Future could have still been in the position that he was under Rocco's tutelage. Rocco just didn't do it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you come, like Rocco was only around for a little bit, but he was around long enough to know some shit. You did some collabs with some niggas that's been in here way longer than you, so you had enough tutelage from other people to know that bad business doesn't have to happen. It may happen. Obviously, the best way I heard it put, I'm sorry, is when you coming out as a new artist, I'm taking a chance on you. Nobody knew, like the whole reason that Meek has a problem with Ross. Let's go there. The whole problem that Meek has with MMG.
Does he?
They won't come out and say it. I think it's with MMG. I don't think it's with the parent label.
Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't think it's Atlanta. I think it's the parent. I think it's MMG. But when I signed you to MMG, you had already been out for a while. Nobody knew that Meek was going to be Meek. You can't see that far ahead. The only person that believed that Meek was going to become Meek was Meek. When I sign you as a new artist, I see your talent. I see what you could be, but I have to take all of that weight. I have to market you.
Yeah.
I have to put you in the studio. I have to put you with my big friend.
I totally get it.
It still doesn't have to be a shitty contract, but it's only a shitty contract to you because now you know more. Now you've been here long enough to feel like you're owed more. But if I signed you to a 5-album contract when you were a nobody, you cannot come to me at 3 albums and be like, I deserve more. Yeah, you do, but you still owe me 2. You might be a global superstar now, but you weren't when I signed you.
Right.
If you want to negotiate, that's cool. This is the same shit that the major labels do.
Yeah.
We just beef with each other more than we beef with the major labels.
NBA YoungBoy has come out and said he was in a bad contract.
NBA YoungBoy has so much of the market share, it's crazy. I know a lot of niggas do not like it. I don't like NBA YoungBoy's music. That nigga generates so much money.
Right.
If he was to go independent, the only problem is
You're going to have the distribution and all, to be honest.
The connection.
he don't need it. He's NBA YoungBoy. He's already the biggest YouTube viewed fucking artist, like ever, almost. If not ever.
Yeah, he's the #1 artist on YouTube.
Like, he has such a following where he has the potential to create a Warner's music because he holds so much of the market share. when I hold this much, if I'm the #1 streamed artist on YouTube, I hold a great amount of market share, which means if I go independent, YouTube has to call me because I keep people on their site. Spotify has to call me because I keep people listening on Spotify. Tidal has to call me. Apple Music has to call me. Vivo has to call me. YouTube can't wait for NBA YoungBoy to put out another video because they know it's going to go crazy and it's going to keep people on their page, and now you're in a fucking rabbit hole. How many times you can watch the video on YouTube and been like 3 hours later, and why the fuck am I still on YouTube?
How did I get to this video?
Yeah, it's recommended.
It all started from a fucking NBA YoungBoy video. All they want is for you to stay on their site. And if you control that much of the market share, you're the boss.
Yeah, advertisers rank too.
Yeah, we just never, as the black community, we never get to a point, like, we always speak about it, but if for some reason we never act on it. If I own that much market share, why the fuck am I giving up, why am I only getting 15% of my publishing? Why am I only getting 15% of my masters? Why does the label own my shit when, if it wasn't for me, they would not exist?
They can't run without the talent.
What is the NBA without the players? What is the NFL without the players?
They ain't shit. But it seems like there's always somebody willing to buy in and play the game.
It's like what DMX said. The industry don't give a fuck about you, but the industry can't make it down without you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship. It's business. But it's like, at what point do you do business that benefits you? As opposed to someone that, like, if people just stop signing, let's just say unrealistic people stop signing the labels. What do you think would happen?
Labels would dissolve. Well, I think they would dissolve, but I think they would still make money because they own so many people's masters. Warner would never dissolve.
I can't think of a bigger, just to draw a parallel. The NCAA, I cannot believe they was just making all this money for years, but won't let you make money off your own talent.
As an adult,
always been crazy to me.
As an adult, it ain't like I'm still 15, 16, 17. I'm 18 and up.
I can't believe, like, if people just kept going along with it.
It was a big fight, and
for
they
years.
They just now getting to the point where they letting you, profit off of your name.
And that is the ultimate pimp move. It is the pimp
Yeah.
system of pimps and hoes.
Yeah.
Who you gonna be?
Because I can sell your jersey with your name on it.
Jerseys,
I'll show your face every weekend.
games.
You know what I'm saying? You showing up to films, you big man on canvas.
Right.
Especially if you're at a winning college. You start talking about your Dukes, your UKs, your Kansas,
Oh, down.
your
North Carolina.
OSU, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? If you one of those, the Clemsons, Syracuse, you know what I'm saying? When you start talking about those places, if you're on the basketball or the football team, depending on what, you know what I'm saying, what your school excels in, when you start talking about them, go to OSU as a football player. You the most popular nigga on campus.
Just think about
Go to Alabama as a star quarterback.
Roll Tide.
Go to fucking Duke as a star point guard. Go to Kansas as a star shooting guard. Instant clout. Everybody know who the fuck you are, no matter where you go in that city. Because that city is centered around that sport.
Right.
So everywhere you go, you getting free shit. And then they made it so hard for the fucking college kids that they wouldn't even let them accept gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Motherfuckers was having, people were having to gift a child's parent a car and do it under the radar so the NCAA didn't figure it out. I came from the hood. My mama don't have shit. My mama's still on fucking food stamps. And I'm in college, and you making billions of dollars off of my name.
Man.
And they wouldn't even acknowledge it or really talk about it. Or the explanation that they gave was, once you accept, like, that doesn't change your talent because you're getting money. Like, how does that, like, okay, now I'm getting paid, so do I play better? Like,
Right. Do I play worse? Like now I'm more popular, so I don't play as good as like it. Don't the popularity and the talent doesn't change because you're paying me adequately. If anything,
the cop out is, well, you're getting your free education. Well, just pay me and I'll pay my stuff, man.
yeah, y'all giving me a scholarship. So the scholarship, because if I'm on an academic scholarship, I can still make money while I'm here, doing whatever the fuck I'm doing. So why is it that when you give me a scholarship for sports, I can't make no money? I don't have enough free time to have a job.
It's not enough. It's not an equal value exchange.
At
A
all.
scholarship.
No.
Okay, cool. Billions. Like, you make it 100 times off of me as opposed to what you get given to me in return.
Yeah.
So I just.
NCAA is probably the biggest farm. That's probably
Scam.
That's probably the biggest land that we farm. Especially.
And we love it too.
Especially the NCAA. That's probably the biggest land that we farm because that's probably the and I know it's sports and I know somebody's gonna get their fucking butt hurt, but I don't give a fuck. This is Patreon and we letting our shit fly. That's probably the closest thing to slavery we got. It's the NCAA and the prison system. It's two places where you don't get paid to do manual labor.
Right.
It's manual labor to go out here and play basketball. I don't give a fuck what y'all say about, oh, it's just a game. It's just, no the fuck it's not.
Because these
Because I
motherfuckers have
only
to work
have to
their
play-
whole life for that shit.
I got to play 30 minutes every couple days. Do you know how much I have to do outside of this to do this? I can't just show up and play basketball every day. I have to go to film study. I have to study the team that we're playing. I got to learn these plays. I got to listen to motherfuckers yelling at me in my face because I made the wrong cut or I did the wrong, you know what I'm saying? I was on the wrong spot on the court. And then I got to come to listen to all you motherfuckers in y'all 40s and 50s and 60s talking to my 18-year-old ass like I'm supposed to make every goddamn basket I chuck up.
It's a huge commitment.
And I got to do this for free?
Yeah.
For 4 years?
Yeah.
Nah, y'all can suck my whole thing.
Yeah.
Suck my whole thing.
Because you get an education. This is the game. They'll make billions off of you. You get your little scholarship so you can go get a little job that's going to pay you just enough to live.
Your little
Yeah.
job.
Because if you don't make it,
I ain't guarantee you going to the NBA.
it's 500 motherfuckers in the NBA. You know how many colleges there is in this fucking country? It's only
more than 500.
It's only 30 teams, about you. Now they all have G leagues now, which is a step up and all that good shit. But
yeah,
if you talking about top notch, do you know what the chances are that you make it in the NBA? If you don't go to Duke, if you don't go to UK,
I mean, don't get hurt or something happens. Don't get hurt.
do me a favor, y'all. Get on fucking Google and Google how many current players played at Duke or UK. When you start talking about the Kyries, the
Steph Curry,
Jason Tatum, he played at
Anthony
Davidson.
Davis. Huh?
Steph Curry was at Davidson.
He wasn't at Duke?
No. Steph Curry was at Davidson. But when you start Zion was the premier nigga for 2 years. Like, when you start talking about these top tier, usually the top pick in the NBA is usually from Duke or UK. Usually. There's at least, and even if he's not the top pick, between 1 and 10,
Be up there.
between 1 and 10, you're getting somebody from Duke or somebody from UK. And more often than not, you might get them from both.
Think about what would happen if
Or
let's just say
UConn.
we just started going to HBCUs instead of PWIs.
I remember. I wish I remembered that young man's name. He was
Yeah.
projected to go #1, and he said he would
He was-
not go to one of these big name schools. He was like,
Yeah, he
going to
was-
HBCU.
Yeah, he was trying to go to an HBCU to make them
Yeah.
them.
Motherfucker, if you want me, you gotta come get me from Brown. You gotta come get me from, you know what I'm saying? Like, you not about to come get me from Duke. You not about to come get me from UK. You come to get me from the HBCU. So that kickback that y'all give them for, grooming me into the player that I am. Because let's not act like, NBA ain't sending niggas to Duke. Let's act like let's not act like they not sending niggas to UConn. Y'all sending niggas to those teams. Y'all want to act like y'all not, but the NBA have been watching you since you were 12 years old in AAU. And they're going to try to groom you to go to the school that has the best turnover rate for the NBA.
And it's a system. It's a system.
Yeah. And the NBA's been grooming you since you were, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. So that when you pick Duke, Duke is in direct contact with the NBA. Oh man, we got this point guard. He's 6'3". He got handles like Steph. He got a shot like KD. He got dunks like LeBron.
It's like signing to a major.
Yeah. It's the exact same shit. We got to put you through the ringer first. But now it's a 1 year, one and out. It's a 1 and out thing with the college now. So now I ain't got to go there for 4 years before y'all let me. Well, shit, before the 1 and out thing, niggas can just go straight to the NBA. And that ain't like now we can get off music and get to the NBA. You're giving me 240, 210, 225 over 4 years, but with all your endorsements and all the money that these companies are shelling out for you to sell their food in your arena,
Yeah.
for them to name your arena, for them to advertise on the little LED boards that be in the background while it's on TV. You got a shirt night, you got a hat night, you got a bobblehead night. All of that shit is sponsored. So you making all of this money, ticket sales.
Hand over fist.
Like, selling my jerseys. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all your property, technically. I don't own none of that. I don't get a kickback off of jerseys. I don't get a kickback off of ticket sales. I don't get a percentage of, you know what I'm saying?
No back pay, no royalties.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When LeBron was in Cleveland, LeBron was why niggas went and saw Cleveland. They wasn't coming to see Matthew Dellavedova.
No.
They was coming to see LeBron motherfucking
Pull them
James.
people.
And nothing else in Cleveland.
Yeah. When KD went to fucking when KD and Kyrie went to Brooklyn, they ticket sales skyrocketed. Cause KD and Kyrie are in Brooklyn. Kyrie was hurt for a whole goddamn season. KD carried that damn team that year. Now Kyrie can't even play because he got his own fucking thoughts.
I heard they about to bring him back.
Yeah, because everybody got fucking COVID.
Mm.
Or they came in contact with somebody with COVID. So now we gotta relax our motherfucking rules because this is the best point guard in the goddamn league. But we only gonna let them play away games because New York has a mandate to where you gotta be vaccinated to get in the arena. Just to get in the arena. Even everybody that goes to Brooklyn Arena is supposed to be vaccinated. The fans.
Crazy.
So, he can only play at away games where the states aren't mandated like that. So he can only play in your Clevelands. He can only play in your, you know what I'm saying? He can only play in certain games. But since he has his own thought process, let's go ahead and kick him off.
Right.
Even though he brings in X amount of dollars for us.
Ain't no telling.
It's fucking control. Like to try to wrap up this conversation because we kind of trying to stick to a strict time limit for our Patreons. To try to wrap this up, the entire reason that black people farm land that we don't own is because of control. It's pretty easy. It's control. We gave up control. Actually, we never had control. I don't even want to say we gave up control. We never had control of anything that we do. From slavery to Jim Crow, nobody ever asked us what we want to do. Therefore, we have no say in what we do. Everything in this country is structured towards black people still needing to fight, still needing to scrape, still needing to do more than our white counterparts to get to the level that we want to be at.
Mm-hmm.
It's structured that way.
And doing anything it takes.
Anything.
At our detriment. It means selling your publishing, the rights to get any money or...
Desperation is a motherfucker.
Yeah. When you're desperate, you make bad moves.
Yeah.
Because you fuck over your long term to get the short term upfront benefit.
Now it's poverty and then you got a chance to, move up from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason that they're able to do it that way is because they put us in poverty. They put us in the hood.
Yeah.
They gave us the crack epidemic. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I cannot let this conversation go without at least saying this. You have a choice.
Yeah.
Either way, you have a choice. But you have to be okay with that choice.
And it's not set up for you to win. You're going to have to struggle and you're going to have to put in the work.
You have a choice. You always have a choice.
Everything comes with a choice.
There's things that come along with that. So I can't just say, well, I didn't have a choice, but I had a choice. Now you got to go along with what comes with that choice at the same time. I
There
mean,
are consequences to
there are
every choice you make.
Consequences
to every
every
choices. To every choice that you make, there are consequences. Some good, some bad. You might win on the back end, lose on the front, vice versa. But you do have a choice. It just most people don't want to deal with the consequences of it.
And that's something you should teach your kids too. And you have a choice. You just got to choose what you're going to do.
Yeah, see, people want to
Something
make
come
certain
along with
choices
it.
and
Cause
not
and
get
effect.
the back end, the backlash, or the fallout from it. It just doesn't work that way. You're gonna give up something either way. You're gonna give up something.
That's just how it works. Bobby, anything to close on?
Pretty much y'all done said everything for real. You know what I mean? Y'all hit the head on the nail. You know what I mean? So it's time for us to go.
I ain't your little timer.
That's wild as fuck.
Yeah.
I just had to look one up.
A little timer.
You a little timer.
My little timer. So yeah, this was our first Patreon. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I know I did. 234 minutes. That's some wild ass time.
Damn.
Super random.
Right. I hope y'all enjoyed it.
For sure, we did.
I enjoyed it for sure.
Right.
As y'all probably realized, we didn't do a whole bunch of drops like we do in our normal shit. This is specifically for us getting to the shit. Having those conversations that, I know we said it on the one of our first episodes, we want to have conversations that are important, but not normal. There was a whole meaning behind us naming this Normal Convos pod, is we want to have normal ass conversations that are supposed to happen in the real world, but don't. And the basis for this Patreon is these are conversations that should be happening, that aren't happening, and won't happen if you don't bring them up. Because nobody wants to talk about why we farm land that we don't know. But we do, and we will. And we will continue to do the same shit. So, we give y'all one last drop. We ain't got no closers. We ain't got no AKAs. We ain't got nothing.
Right.
All we can say is we catch y'all when we fucking catch y'all.
Holla at y'all, yo. One.